Newcastle 1, Arsenal 0. But this game was one of the most annoying games I've ever watched in a long time. I left the ball out. I was nervous to come up for where I did watch because I don't even know. I don't know where the goal is supposed to come from. Everybody was just playing rubbish. And we can't talk about these things without talking about our manager, because I actually am going to blame him on this one. Naturally, I always defend Arteta. Everybody knows that. People that knows me are like, anybody can't talk bad about the manager without me coming to his defense. But this is totally on him. Now, I understand what he's trying to do. Maybe last season, our defense was really good. But despite the fact that defense was good, we had problems with our left side. Like, means the left fullback area where we had Timber injured. Zinchenko was injured at some point. But still, we were still the best defense in the Premier League. We had the highest number of clean sheets. So even if he says that he wants to build on the defense, fine. You bought a new defender and all that. But that doesn't mean that we should neglect the attack completely. Even the midfielder that he bought, that guy is not a Merino, what they call that guy. That guy is not a attacking midfielder. He doesn't even have, I don't see anything attacking about him. People are saying he's a central midfield, but that guy looked like a defender to me, looked like a defensive player to me. There's nothing that looks attacking about him. He's just there. That's what I want to say. So we neglect the attack. We know that we don't have any attacking midfielder, like no 10, and we let Emily Smith-Rowe go to Fulham. I don't even know what Arteta is thinking. At least you are the guy that always buy players that can play in multiple positions. But we had a 10 a position 10 that we refuse to, and this, I don't even know. So now, no Smith-Rowe. Other guy that's supposed to play in the 10 is injured. I don't know. Maybe didn't he consider that any of our attackers may have injuries? Now, even the Sterling that was bought was because it was a free, as easy signing. I'm sure nobody would have signed Sterling. They probably wouldn't have signed Sterling if it wasn't free. And then the attacking, the 9, it is kind of obvious yesterday that we needed somebody that can score as a striker. There were some points we were just trying to load the balls, trying to cross in, but we didn't have any striker that can anticipate the ball. We know that Havertz is trying, but it's not working. Maybe because he's trying to double as a 9 and also be part of the creative team, it is causing problem. So I think I'm kind of faulting Arteta for this. Just play the normal thing. Don't what's his name? Other guy is injured. Just bring in one area. Even if he's not good enough, at least we know you have an attacking minded player. And let everything balance. We now started putting Partey at right back, Now have Partey, Merino, and what's the other, Rice. And I don't know. It's just somehow. Well, moving on from this guy, let me go to this other guy, Trossard. Now, in this 10th position, Trossard is just enough. That's just it. He's just a guy that is enough. There's nothing like he's not a guy that should be starting all games. No matter what anybody wants to say that he's good at goal scoring. He's not a guy that should start majority of game because he's old. He's not as strong as Odegaard or even as Martinelli. But he's very clever, he's very clinical. So that's why I think he's always very good when he comes from the bench. Now, maybe Odegaard is injured and we are playing Trossard in that position. It will make a little bit of sense. But since it will make a little bit of sense maybe in some games. But if he continues playing it over and over, that guy, he can't do it. He can't. He's a bench player anyways. He's a squad player anyways from the beginning. So having him play week in, week out in that Odegaard position is just not it. He can't make true passes. Most of the passes that he attempted yesterday, most of them were not completed. So I don't think Trossard is that guy that will come into that 10th position and do it. Now, what is wrong with Martinelli? We need to talk about this guy. You see, Martinelli's strong assets, like what he's good at is that his ability to run into the box, like disturb defense. But other than that, I don't really see anything that is good about him. You see, one thing about Martinelli is that no matter how good a ball you send to Martinelli, no matter how good it is, the ball is, Martinelli always have a way that he will receive the ball and it will end up in rubbish, like really rubbish. And I will give an instance against Bournemouth. Look at this game against Bournemouth, like this ball against Bournemouth. Look at Havertz. Havertz made this ball to Martinelli. This was right before Bournemouth went to go and score their goal from corner that they did. See this ball that was passed to Martinelli from here to here. You see, by the time Martinelli was receiving the ball, look at where the keeper is. By the time Martinelli was receiving this ball, you will see that the way he received the ball, by the time he was playing it, you will see that he has already caused problem for himself. So that's why he couldn't score the ball. The way he receives ball, the way Martinelli receives ball, if you give Martinelli a good pass, it's going to stop. It's going to make sure that the bad ball is rubbish. It's not like he doesn't contribute to the team. It's not like his play doesn't eventually help the team. But what happens is, by the time, even if he managed to do ball by himself, like he's the one that dribbles the ball, you will see that his final game is always trash. And look at another one here. You have a guy. This Skelly, what is his name? He's supposed to be marking Salah at the back, but then he was passing this ball to Martinelli. Now this is the problem with our gameplay. By the time he's making these passes, he has already left Salah. Now the way Martinelli received the ball caused problem for us, in the sense that, see, this is Martinelli when they passed the ball to him, and somehow a ball that is like this ended up like this, and they still collected the ball from him. Immediately they collected this ball, see what happened. The same thing from the other end. Look at the passes. The same thing. Look at Salah here. This guy is still trying to get back in place because Martinelli has lost the ball in the front. Look at Salah. Salah didn't really even touch this ball, but the way Salah received the ball, the intelligence with him, with the way Salah got the ball, led to the goal. So you see, sometimes it's just some moment that can actually determine whether you are going to win a game or you lose a game. It's not like Martinelli is not good. I don't think we should put too much on him. The way we have been using him is just the best. Use him, he will scatter the whole defense for you, cause problem for the opponent defense. By the time Trossard come in, just one or two flick, Trossard is going to score. But relying on Martinelli for so long is going to be like you're wasting your energy, try to rely on Martinelli. That's just it. And the final thing I want to talk about is, when will Iwaneri starts? Like, can we just beg Arteta? Can you just guys beg Arteta to just start this guy? Even if he's not good enough, if he keeps playing, he gets better over time. And I suspect one thing I suspect. I think there's favoritism that Arteta is playing. I think he likes Odegaard so much that he's not willing to play this guy in case this guy gets the Odegaard spot. Like, if the guy just keep playing and then overtake Odegaard, that's the only thing I can see. Because it doesn't make sense to be playing all this defense. You are playing Partey at right back and you see you have this central defender everywhere. There's no creativity in the team. I don't know. I know nobody's as good as Arteta. I think all of us are just speculating. We are just fans speculating. But at the end of the day, I feel there's some decisions that are just simple that as a coach you should be able to do. And that's what I think about Newcastle versus Arsenal. Maybe next week we'll do better, because if you go and check the table now as I'm making this video, Arsenal is fifth on the table and they're already dragging us. Although I think that everybody saying we're out of the race is totally out of it. I don't think we're out of the race. We just lost 2 games. And if you lost 2 games does not mean you're out of the race yet. There's still like 28 more games to be played. And after game week 20, we'll know whether we're in the race or not. So I guess till next week then.